Welcome back to Stay Dumb, the YouTube channel. My name is Alexandria. Y'all, I'm so excited to announce that I am celebrating. Celebrate with me. Go get your wine glasses, whatever you gotta get to celebrate with me. Because I'm celebrating 10 episodes of Stay Dumb, the podcast. Oh my God, like, y'all, 10 episodes. I know you're probably like, girl, it's 10 episodes. Yeah, but girl, it's 10 episodes. 10 episodes. 10 episodes. We released the 10th episode, and that's when I did the interview with the two teenagers, Deera and Gabrielle Brazil, talking about life after the pandemic, sitting down with them, trying to understand who they were before the pandemic, who they were during and after. I've been so fascinated with teenagers and just all of the articles I've read about them, from the fact that many of them aren't even going to college. And so, you know, I wanted to sit down with them. And if you didn't know, because I didn't say it in the podcast, but Deera is my niece and Gabrielle is also my little cousin. So I sat down with them. So I know y'all probably be like, who are those little girls? They are my family. And I've been fascinated with them because Deera, my niece, decided that she didn't want to go to college. Now, I did go to college. I also went to the military. So I'm always like, you know, why don't you want to go type of thing. But she is just such an amazing young woman. And I'm just so looking forward to see, you know, the next few years for her. But I wanted to understand, like, why aren't you going, you know, understanding her peers and the decisions that they're making. Now, if you don't know, I am also an esthetician, so I have had many clients come sit on my tables and mothers, and they talk about their high schoolers. You know, some of them are going to college, some have taken college courses while they were in high school. In addition, some aren't going to college, and they are very unaware of what they want to do with their life. Again, I'm just fascinated by it because me, you know, 10 plus years ago, I wanted to go to school. It was like a ticket out of, you know, the hood, so to speak. I'm like, why aren't they going now? Needed to know. I needed to have that conversation. Now, again, that is family. So, of course, there are so many other viewpoints out there. And I did want to talk to some teenage boys. However, they did not want to get on the podcast due to their own nervousness. But hopefully I'll be able to get some perspectives from the young men. And so check out that podcast because I did drop a few statistics on teenagers. And I just thought it's just been fascinating. One of the statistics I dropped, that is so hard to say, one of them that I dropped was the fact that teenagers, their brains aged 3 years and only 10 months during the pandemic. What that means is due to the trauma and the adversity that we all were feeling, you know, as a country worldwide, teenagers' brain aged 3 years. So I started thinking like, well, what does that mean for me and, you know, for the adults, or what does it mean for the toddlers and the elementary students? But that stat was just on the teenagers. But again, just fascinating information. I would love to see this in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's so funny because I did that interview after Dallas, the trip to Dallas. And on the Dallas video, you know, the question was brought up, you know, how do I think museums will look in the next 20 years? And I brought up the fact on COVID. So I think we'll start to see some of that research show up in museums. You know, I'm really curious to know about the pollution, like masks. I remember during that time just seeing a bunch of masks on the ground. And I used to think like, how is this going to look in the next 10, 20 years? You know, will there be an increase in pollution in landfills because of masks and gloves? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off on a different tangent. Anyway, I'm just happy because I'm 10 episodes in, and that just means 10 more to go, 20 more to go, 100 more to go. Just more conversations to have. I'm growing, you know, I'm getting older. I'm learning more stuff every day. I'm talking to new people. So I'm just excited for what's to come. One of my affirmations that I love to say is I'm excited about my future. I'm excited for my future. Put that into your morning affirmations as well, because every day I wake up and I just say, I'm excited for my future. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's such a cool statement to say. But anyway, cheers to me. Cheers to Stay Dumb. Cheers to the conversations. Cheers to the people who have already been on the podcast and the people who are coming on the podcast. Y'all, I'm not drinking, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't drinking no wine, but y'all saw that. If you saw the video at Dallas, I had one glass of wine, and y'all was ready to go to sleep. This is actually water. Cheers. Yeah, so I think one of my sorors, yeah, they made this beautiful cup. Isn't it pretty? So I don't know if y'all know, I don't know if I ever shared. I'm a part of Sigma Gamma Rho sorority. So yeah, shout out to the SG Rose. I'm excited. I know, you're probably like, girl, it's only 10 episodes. But I have been wanting to start a podcast for a very long time, for a few years. And I look back at that. And, some people will judge you and say, well, you should have started it, 3 years ago. You should have did this. And everybody always gives you what you should have done. They always try to tell you about your life. And I really hate those people. I like them, but I hate them too. Hate is a strong word. I dislike when people talk like that. Well, you should have did this. First off, this is my journey. And I talked about it again in one of the other podcasts about finding your pace. It's your journey, and it's your journey alone. It does not look like everybody else's. My journey is not theirs. My pace is not their pace. Okay. So yes, I could have started this 3 years ago, but I wasn't the woman that I am today. Those were two different versions of me. And she wasn't ready 3 years ago. She didn't have the confidence to have a podcast. Maybe she didn't know what she was going to even talk about. I had an idea. I was formulating stuff, but was I ready? No, which is why I didn't do it. Wherever you are at in your life, don't feel down because of people like that who tells you what you should have done or tell you that you're behind or that you're late on anything. You're not late. You're not late. You're right on time. Everything that you're doing is right on time. And I just want you to know that if you are in that space of looking around you and you're looking at your friend groups and you're like, man, this person's married, this person has a child, this person's doing this, but I don't have those things. Stop comparing yourself. You too worried about everything else going on. You got to focus on you. Focus on what you got going on. And if you don't got nothing going on, figure it out. Start writing it down. What do you see for the end of your life? I always say that. Think about that end goal, that end vision. When they closing that casket, what are people saying about you? And maybe you don't care, because I heard somebody else say, well, I don't care what nobody else said about me. That's not the point. The point is, what do you want them to say about you? What do you want your biography or whatever to read? Is it a woman? Do you want to be a special friend in the obituary? Do you want to be a wife? Do you want to be listed as a mother? Do you want to be listed as a businesswoman, a businessman, or that you own whatever corporations, whatever? Think about those things. I'm not saying to care about what other people say about you, but I'm saying, what do you want to be said about you? What do you want it to say? Because I don't want the dash between my life to mean nothing. I don't want it to say 1991 to whatever day I pass away and I've done nothing with my life. So yes, I'm celebrating 10 episodes because it's a beautiful thing, and it shows me that I could start something and I can be consistent with it. So it's just 10 more to come and 10 more after that, and however long I want this to go. But I'm excited for my future, and I want you to be excited for yours. I had someone talk to me not too long ago, and they were kind of looking at everybody else's life around them. And they were saying I don't feel like I have anything that I'm looking forward to. Meaning, they don't have a child. So it's not like, oh, I got this birthday party to plan, or I have a significant other and we're, doing this thing together. They was like, it's just me and I travel, but that's about it. And so I just was thinking about that for some time. And there are other people who feel that way too, where they don't have, maybe these attachments in their life, and that's okay. Maybe you are in your moment or your season of singleness, or even if you are a parent or a significant other, and maybe you still feel like there's nothing I'm looking forward to. I would encourage you to create a goal. Create a goal, whatever the goal is. If you don't know how to swim, put it down and say, you know what, I'm going to take swim lessons this year. It could be something as simple as that. You know what, I have always wanted to run a marathon, or I want to run a 5K. Put it down. Create a date on it. and start taking the action steps to achieving that. Because if you don't have anything to look forward to, that's because of you. You need to create more goals in your life. What goal are you looking ahead to? And I don't know if it's just me and I'm a dopamine junkie or something where it's like I have to achieve certain stuff. Maybe that's my issue. I don't know. But I'm always trying to create something different when it comes to events, when it comes to the way I create flyers, whatever the case may be. I'm always just trying to make myself better. What else can I learn? Is there a class or a course you can take? Figure those things out. If you just feel like you're just going to work and you're going to the gym and life is on a cycle and it's just this routine, change it up. Create a goal for yourself, whatever that is for you. If you know you don't want to work a 9 to 5 forever, create a goal. What would life look like if you didn't have that 9 to 5? What do you need to do in order to be that self-employed entrepreneur or to own that business? What steps do you need to take? Because a lot of people think that, I can just switch over and say, I'm just going to be a boss. Everybody wants to be a boss or be an entrepreneur, but there are steps that are required in order to do those things. It takes a lot of discipline in order to have a lifestyle like that. So if you're not incorporating that discipline now in your singleness season or in your season of boredom and your life is on a cycle, you need to start creating some habits that's going to form some discipline for yourself. But again, I'm going off on different tangents, but that was on my heart and I just felt like I needed to share that with you. But yeah, I'm in that there, but create a goal for yourself because I created Stay Dumb as a goal. Again, it was something that was in my head years ago, and I decided this year that I was going to launch it in April, and I did it. And I'm so happy, and I'm so happy that you are watching this video. I'm so happy that you've been tuning into the podcast. And if you are enjoying this content, be sure to leave a review because it just helps it to grow. It helps other people to hear and listen. And also be sure to just share it. Share it with a friend, share it with a family member. Leave a comment if you like this video. Let's chat. Let's keep the conversation going because I want to hear from you guys. Until next time, remember, say less, listen more.